By 3:30 that afternoon, August the 1st, 1644, the fighting was over. The Battle of Aspantel had been lost. Royalists had fallen round the king like ripe corn. But Jonathan Lowry was not among the dead. Now, this way please, and keep up if you will. Follow. He had fought that day bravely for king and country, paying dearly for the privilege. But who would care? He was a wealthy man, much in the king's favour, and had few friends in this rounded part of the world. He made his way down this very lane and paused here to gather strength and draw water from the well.
Stand aside, please. I'm coming through.
Do you mind the gradient, Miss Bunsell? He drank and moved on. Follow, follow. When he reached this point, Cromwellian thugs on the rampage caught sight of him from yonder. For the first time in his life, Jonathan Lowry ran. Blood poured from a wound to his left shoulder, leaving a trail. But on he pressed. Until here, before him, stood the family home, Aspen Hall. Afternoon. And as he entered the great hall, he called out to his wife, "Florence! Florence!" And as he reached this spot, he saw a roundhead musketeer at the door, shot him dead. And in accordance with his wish to be buried where he fell that day, this became his last resting place. Though I know for a fact he is not at peace.
Well, you're not trying to sell us a ghostie, Mr. Bradford.
Why? Don't you believe in such things?
Well, have you seen it?
Many have. And before he walks abroad, he gives fair warning, tolling the church bell, mournfully. We are blessed with a fine portrait of Jonathan, crafted at the height of his powers by the artist Robert Walker. You're a policeman. Do something.
Who says justice is dead? George Burton fell off the twig while being interviewed about his book.
I gather you and George weren't close.
Yeah. Last of a gang. Hijacked 4 lorries in Dover, 985. Nailed one of the drivers to a fence.
Ooh, and then wrote a book about it.
That's all the rage, isn't it? What time did Cully eventually get in?
2-ish. They've got a favour to ask you.
They?
But Dad, the lease on Nico's flat has just run out.
I don't care, he's not moving in.
What about the box room, Tom? I mean, we could put your stuff in the garage.
Stuff?
It's only for 2 weeks.
Why is it when I say no, you both hear yes? Oh, good morning, Nico.
There's something else.
There always is.
He's got a part in a soap opera.
Is it a speaking part?
It's a police drama. I'm a detective sergeant.
Oh.
We were hoping you'd let him shadow Gavin. See how it's done.
Suppose a nice juicy murder's too much to hope for then?
The best I can offer is a vandalised painting at Aspantel Museum. But so far, your detective sergeant is absolutely believable.
Terrific. Why?
You've observed rule number 1. Always keep the governor waiting.
Charlie, you've nearly finished.
Oh, I don't hang about.
Oh, it's perfect. Oh, it's much better than that pokey attic in my house. Oh.
Oh, careful, careful.
Oh, I never really thanked you enough for doing all that you've done for me, moving me in here with you.
Well, I'm glad it's all worked out. And as from Monday morning, Sandra McKillop, paintings restored, framed, cleaned, you name it, she can do it.
Actually, I've had a phone call from Aspantel Museum. Alan Bradford wants me to do a job for him.
Tell me.
Well, there's a portrait he wants me to repair. He wants me to go down there as soon as possible.
And what are you waiting for?
I was hoping that you'd come with me.
Give me 5 minutes.
Morning, sir.
Yes, morning, Angel.
No wonder they broke in, sir. Fake alarm system, single mortise lock on the door, windows that don't close properly.
Where's Sergeant Troy?
Inside, sir. This way, sir.
Yes, thank you, Angel. I can manage.
Right, sir.
Someone's had a go at this painting, sir.
Rule number 2. Always treat the boss as if he's blind and stupid. Troy and Nico will be following you around for a week.
What for, sir?
I've been casting in police.
I'm Inspector Barnaby, and you are, sir?
Alan Bradford, curator.
I'm surprised you've got anything left to curate, Mr. Bradford. Fake alarm system on the front wall, single mortise lock on the door, windows that won't shut properly. Why don't you hang up a notice saying, please burgle me?
It's a question of the readies, Inspector. We're not everyone's idea of a fun day out.
Give it a go.
What would that mean, then?
Tell me what happened here yesterday, then.
I was doing the Jonathan Lowry death tour with half a dozen or so punters. The portrait was fine when we left.
Hi, Alan. Oh, sorry.
Sandra, wonderful to see you. Go on in. This is...
Inspector Barnaby. That's Detective Sergeant Troy behind you.
Hello.
Oh, Sandra McKillop. I'm here to repair the painting.
McKillop, as in McKillop Software?
That's us. I'm Charles McKillop. I'm Sandra's brother-in-law.
And guardian angel.
Why do you need one, Mrs. McKillop?
Well, my husband died last year, and
Sandra, you said it. It's marvellous. Brilliant. Oh, sorry, Inspector.
Alan, Charlie's turning a room into a studio for me, but it isn't quite finished. Is it okay if I start work here?
It's marvellous. I mean, we can rope you off, turn you into an exhibit.
Jonathan Lowry, royalist, philanthropist, classical scholar, all-round excellent egg.
Yes, 1591 to 1644.
How do you know?
It says so over there, where he's buried.
Somebody really meant business.
Can you fix it?
Of course you can.
What did he look like as a matter of interest?
We turned him into a postcard one here. Sewed like hotcakes. Well, you all right?
Yes. Yes. When do I start?
There's nothing here for us, Troy. File it under forget.
Did you notice a smell in there, sir?
It's a museum, Troy. It's full of stuff long past its sell-by date. Hide it, Sergeant. Fish.
Your average villain's gone soft, carving up paintings. They'll be breaking the speed limit next. Or dropping litter.
Yeah, why choose that picture? Why not one of the others? And having broken in, why not nick something?
You got something against us having a quiet day, sir?
What's your opinion, Nico?
Me?
Oh, come on, man. You'll be doing this for semi-real in a couple of weeks' time.
Well, maybe it's a grudge against the Lowry family.
Going back 350 years?
Never. A man dies. His wife's a picture restorer trying to get back into the game. Lo and behold, a portrait is damaged and she's called in to fix it. Job creation? Or is that my nasty, suspicious mind, huh?
No comment, sir.
Have you got a comment on that?
Yeah. Someone took a shortcut across the graveyard and it fell out their shopping bag.
Shortcut where? The museum's a dead end.
Sir, 2 minutes ago there was nothing here for us. Now the world turns on a packet of smoked mackerel.
Put it in the canteen freezer. Label it carefully or it'll end up on the menu.
Look after this.
Morning.
Anything in the papers?
None of it worth reading. Come and sit down. Tell me all the news from the village.
All the gossip, you mean?
Oh, all right. Tell me all the gossip, and if there isn't any, you can make some up.
Well, the shop's had a baby, and it certainly doesn't look like anyone I know, least of all her husband. They've called him Leonardo after that actor. And then there's the painting, of course. That's got people going.
Yeah, what's the feeling about that? Is it deliberate or casual or a ghost from Alan's past?
Well, kids' his favourite. Where do you want me to start today, Jim? Up or down?
Why don't we start with coffee? George Burton. All things come to him who waits. A book? What book?
Basically, the job of a DS is to keep a check on his governor. I mean, I'm lucky old Tom's a good bloke to work for, but he does look for trouble where there isn't any.
He's also coming this way.
Troy! What do you think of Alan Bradford?
I've handed it back to uniform, sir. I thought it was no further action.
Now, I want to show Nico how we work, you know, the free exchange of ideas.
Bradford? Over the top, easily rattled, born to carry the can, otherwise harmless.
Nico?
Well, he's a bit theatrical, but yeah, I agree with Gavin. Harmless.
Well, I've got news for you both. The excellent, wonderful, marvellous Mr. Bradford has got a record.
Sir, you said, Troy, there is nothing here for us. File it under forget.
And that was before we found the smoked mackerel.
Morning, ladies. What's all this?
Piece of local history, Jim. A suit of armour taken from the battlefield in 1644. The dead man's descendant has sent it back to us, all the way from Champaign, Illinois.
Well, I'll be damned. How's Sandra doing?
Marvellous. Quite a hit. In fact, I think we could build on this, Jim. Open a craft section. You know, real people doing real things.
Come on. Get your jacket, I'll buy you a pint and talk you out of it. What's wrong?
I'm going outside. I'll be all right. I'm sorry.
I thought you said she was better.
How'd it go?
It went well, yes.
Good. There's only a couple of things for you to sign. It's been a nice place to work, the museum.
You like ghosts, yes?
Not that old chestnut, Charlie.
I'm trying to be sensible, Charlie, but look at him. Is it just me?
Oh, come on, Sandy. The set of the eyes, I grant you, but there the similarity ends.
The nose, the chin, the way he's standing.
Yeah, you're making too much of it. In any case, even if he does look a bit like David, so what?
So now you think he does?
Come on, let's go home. I'll cook you something exotic. Or would you rather talk it over with Linda Marquis first?
I mentioned to this policeman that David had died, and Alan Bradford was thrilled. Just because I used the word.
And then it all came flooding back?
Yes. And then he showed us this postcard. I've known that portrait all my life, but I've never made the connection. Does it remind you of anyone?
Well, yes. David. Vaguely, I suppose.
But Linda, Charlie says no. Which is it, for God's sake?
It doesn't matter. The point is, it triggered your memory, not of the good times that you and David had shared together, but of the months of agony when you couldn't accept his passing. You forgot the 3D mantra that we worked out should his name be mentioned. Can you say it for me now?
David Delight departed.
Now mean it, Sandra.
David Delight departed.
And again, with no doubt whatsoever.
David Delight departed.
There are no ghosts in Aspantel Museum. Not in paintings, in rocking chairs, or under stone slabs. They're only in your mind.
Gentleman caller at this time of night. I'll give my neighbours something to talk about.
I won't keep you, Annie.
Don't be daft, Jim. What can I get you?
No, I just want to say this and I'll go. I'm selling the cottage, Annie.
What for?
Oh, it's a long story. Well, for one reason or another, I've missed out on certain things like a wife and family. I regretted it. Well, I'm too old for kids, but not for a wife.
Good-looking man like you, Jim. You could take your pick.
I have done. Jonathan Lowry,
believe in ghosts, do you, Jim? It'll be the wind.
Those bells must weigh a ton.
Jim, you mustn't.
What's it like?
The chap I'm playing doesn't have much to say for himself. His boss has masses. Look at it. On and on and on.
They got that bit right then.
Yes. Except unlike Tom, this bloke doesn't see crime with a capital K in every...
Morning, Dad.
Morning, Calais. Morning, Nico. You were saying?
The difference between you and the chief inspector here, he's not nearly so thorough.
Doesn't see crime with a capital K in every packet of smoked mackerel, is that it?
Sorry.
I'm sitting in my place. Thank you.
Dad, it's for you. Gavin?
It was just here. I took a few steps forward, paused, looked round, and wham! Fist to the face.
Did you see the owner of that fist?
Not really. Dark hair, I think. Dark features, dark clothes. But then it was dark.
Why were you here in the first place?
I had the church bell. Society Jonathan Lowry is up and about.
And you came to meet him?
Of course not. But someone was ringing the bell.
Who were they? What did they want? Mr. Tate, you found him, yeah?
That's right.
What were you doing here? Bit of a party, was it?
Oh, we heard the same thing that Alan did, so we came over to investigate.
I'm sorry, I don't think I've had the pleasure.
And Quaritch.
Ah, yes, you clean the museum, yeah?
And before you ask, have I seen any dodgy characters hanging around? No, I haven't.
Mr. Bradford.
Till just now.
Things are warming up, Mr. Bradford. First the painting, now this.
Do you think they're connected?
300 years of peace and quiet, then 2 crimes in 2 days. Of course they're connected.
We're pulling a crowd, sir.
Oh, God.
Marcus, I didn't realise you were so out of condition. Take some deep breaths before we get down to business.
Can I help you?
Yes. I can chain my tricycle to that fence.
That was a polite way of asking you, what are you doing here? And we're police officers.
Really? Well, then you're the ones who need help, not me. Do let me know if I can be of any assistance.
You can, with names. What's yours?
I am Marcus Lowry, Jonathan's great-great-great-great-great-great-grandson.
Close, were you? What are you doing here, Mr. Lowry?
The bell tolled in the middle of the night. Jonathan is risen, and we have a question to ask him.
Well, Toff, the museum is closed and you can't go in.
Alan, dear, don't be peevish. What would your mother say?
She'd say, leave me alone. I've been dead for 10 years.
Dead is an unword, as well you know. Your mother is right here with us now, and she says, don't be unkind to Eleanor. Let her into the museum.
And I can hear my old mother, too, saying, don't let this lady come the old acid until you know who she is.
You're in the presence of Eleanor Bunsen, self-appointed Queen of Aspantel.
What was the question you wanted to ask Jonathan?
Is that any of your business?
Oh, please, indulge me.
I need to know what he did with the family's money.
I'm sorry?
It went missing shortly after he died. We've scrimped and saved for 300 years, but not anymore.
In that case, Be my guest.
Thank you. Jonathan Lowry, I am Eleanor Margaret Bunsall. What have you got to say for yourself?
Do you believe in life after death, Mr. Bradford?
Of course not.
You told one of my colleagues, PC Angel, that you did. Had you seen this Jonathan Lowry?
Strictly with the punters, they love it.
Shh!
I know you're there, Jonathan, so don't let's play silly games.
Yes, go on, speak to her.
Quiet, Marcus. We need your help with the family's silver, Jonathan. Any ideas?
I know where it is.
Oh, really, this is too much. Noises off from you, Marcus, chattering in the stalls, and now a late entrance. Sandra, quickly, take a seat.
Sorry, Miss Bunsell.
Sorry.
He's here.
What is it now?
Fire extinguisher! Fire extinguisher! Come on!
Just when we were getting somewhere.
It works! Mrs. Bunsell, out now! Is that clear? That's under control.
All right. Where did she go? Who? Sandra McKillop.
She's down there.
Troy. Who do you want? Eleanor Bunsell or Alan Bradford?
Bradford, sir.
Good man. Ask her how she started the fire.
Oh, it's...
Go on. Mr. Bradford, word, if I may. Would this be a good time to mention your criminal record?
Not if I have a choice in the matter, no.
You mean that Mr. Tate, chairman of the trustees, doesn't know about your passion for valuable bronzes?
I didn't think he'd be interested.
I think he'll be fascinated.
No, Inspector, please.
But you stole a bust of Oliver Cromwell from an auctioneer in Bristol valued at £13,000.
It was not for money, for love.
Oh, it's the old crime of passion, is it? Who was she?
Not that kind of love. Love of one's subject. History, the Civil War, Cromwell, our chief of men.
Mr. Barnaby wondered if you had any ideas on how the fire started, Miss Bunsell.
Heat, Sergeant.
Yes, but did you have anything to do with it, is what he meant, I think.
Do I look like a pyromaniac?
I'm not saying you're the Brinks Matt type, but you did spend 6 months inside Reading jail. Did you make any friends while you were there? Or more importantly, any enemies?
You mean you think I'm a target, Inspector?
Well, someone doesn't like you, do they? I mean, the painting, the nose.
Perhaps that's why they moved the packing case. And the packing case, Inspector, it's not where I left it last night.
Nico.
Sir. Yes, Tom.
Sir will do just fine. The Marcus family silver, you say you know where it is?
Well, the inscription on the burial slab. It's Greek. Jonathan Lowry, kai panta ta cremata entade tapentes. Here lies Jonathan Lowry and all his worldly goods. Sir.
You tell Marcus?
Or he wanted to know. Would this be a typical sort of day, Gavin?
Yep. Nutters, then more nutters.
Inspector, I gather you've had quite a day.
We certainly have.
Let me get you a drink.
Oh, please.
Why did you let old Miss Bunsell loose in the museum, Inspector?
Professional curiosity, I suppose. I don't believe in ghosts, just people with dark motives.
Is that how you explain the burning packing cases?
At the moment, I don't explain it at all. But I can tell you it was helped along with a little paraffin.
Hardly the work of a ghost.
It's not a joke, Charlie. Something's going on in there, otherwise why is Inspector Barnaby here?
Actually, I came to ask you, why did you rush away in such a hurry this afternoon?
Is that a crime? Sorry. So sorry. I was frightened. I needed to find Charlie. Anything else?
Yes. why did Mr. Bradford choose you to repair the painting?
Because I'm the only restorer within 30 miles.
Just seems odd that as you're trying to get back into the swing of things, someone wrecks a painting.
I resent that.
Resent what?
His implication.
Which is?
You saw what happened this afternoon, Inspector. I'm in no mood.
Oh, come on, I have to ask these
Well,
things.
I don't have to listen.
Should be all right.
The short-term answer is yes. As regards the long-term, I really have no idea. Why is she like she is? When David, my brother, died, Sandra couldn't believe it. Literally. She had a kind of a breakdown. So I moved her in here with me and tried to protect her, if you like. But from what? Oh, you know, garden fence gossip. David was the fittest man you'd ever meet. Some people suggested he might have taken his own life.
But he didn't?
No. He wasn't the sort, Inspector.
You and he were business partners, yeah?
Yeah. And he left quite a gap, I can tell you. Sandra may have lost her husband, but I lost somebody who meant more to me than I realized.
Tell me about Eleanor Bunsell.
Rider of broomsticks and minder of other people's business.
Is she harmless, do you think?
Well, so long as you don't listen to the rubbish she talks. Unfortunately, Sandra thinks the world of her.
Hello.
What's that, Jim?
It's a metal detector. I want to put an article in the parish magazine. There is no silver in Jonathan Lowry's grave, so don't waste your time digging it up. I love this place, Annie. I don't really want to leave it.
Why are you going?
No choice. I'm going to France. I've got a house there in the south. That's miles off the beaten track, but there's olive trees for shade, vineyard for wines. The sea's just a stone's throw. What do you say?
They.
Think it over.
Sounds like I've just struck gold.
Buried treasure?
Yes, you come to claim your share, Inspector?
No. My sergeant here is a very practical man, as a rule, but there's a tiny piece of him that's willing to believe in ghosts and their ability to set fire to packing cases. And it's almost this time yesterday, almost to the minute. Troy, give me a hand.
Pardon?
Give me a hand. That's how it happened. Old glass. Maybe 200 years old. Uneven. With a prism in it. Which means... What's that mean, Troy?
Whoever moved the packing case knew this place very well.
Like a curator. Or a trustee. Or a cleaner.
The police think I cut the portrait myself to get the job of repairing it.
I'm sure they don't.
And I must finish the job for Alan's sake.
For your own sake?
Oh, yes, yes. Yes, of course.
Is it a problem?
I don't know where to do it, at home or at the museum.
Oh, I see. The museum has taken on another dimension.
I keep thinking I see David standing over me, that he's actually there.
Well, let's tackle that. If you stay away from the museum, your imagination will make that feeling worse. If you go there, you can deal with it. Do you feel the need to prove that you're not actually going mad?
I need to see David. That's what frightens me.
Right, boys and girls, finish up what you're doing. on now. You just like to follow me to the upstairs exhibit.
Sandy, I need some rivets for this chap's gauntlet. I'll be across in my office. 2 minutes.
Sandra. You all right?
Yes. Yes, of course.
You were quite right to call me in on this, Sandra. Why didn't you do so earlier?
I should have. I know. I used to tell you everything in the past, but
Charles, isn't it? Typical man. Thinks he's the only one who can help.
Well, even he thinks I'm going mad. He's too polite to say.
Madness is an unword, dear. It does not exist. There are only varying degrees of sanity. Yours and mine just happen to be more varied than most. Now, what can I do for you?
Well, all these strange things that have been happening, the portrait, the rocker moving, the bell, the fire. People say it's Jonathan Lowry, but I think David's trying to reach me.
Well, we'll soon find out. David! What the devil is going on? Out with it, man.
You stole it! You stole my inheritance! Give it to me! Give it to me, I said!
Eleanor, no! We are modern women, Sandra. We fear nothing. Follow me.
Inspector, who has done this terrible thing?
I don't know, Mr. Bradford. I've only just got here.
I think I could be lying in there.
It's Marcus Lowry, sir. Came to dig up the family fortune. Someone got there before him.
Only I don't think there was a fortune, Tom. Pennies in a leather bag, though.
God, they've made a mess of him, haven't they? What with?
Corner of something solid and square. He'd been hit 6 times.
But not with this?
No blood, and it doesn't match the dents.
Who reported it?
Eleanor Bunsell, sir.
Oof. Break out the body armour, Troy.
Lowry's dog, sir. Can't just leave him here.
Put him in the car.
Put him in the car.
A security system, Mr. Tate. I believe I did mention it.
I could hardly get it installed overnight.
Nevertheless, I'd like a proper chat with you, please, sometime.
What for?
Well, you thought there was money in that grave, didn't you? Your metal detector told you as much.
You'll need a statement from me as well, Inspector.
Why? Did you kill him?
No, of course I didn't. Brilliant at making you feel guilty, isn't he?
Why pennies in the grave, sir?
For the ferryman.
You what?
This Jonathan Lowry, Greek scholar. He'd have taken some coins to pay the ferryman to row him over the River Styx.
Why didn't you know that, Troy? Do a left here. Rule number... Where are we up to now?
7, sir.
Rule number 7. Never use the indicator, keeps the other drivers on their toes. Is that right, Troy? What were you doing in the graveyard at midnight, Miss Bunsell?
Is that any of your business?
Oh, indulge me again.
Insomnia. I often walk at night.
In a graveyard? Alone?
I have so many friends there.
So there you are, chatting away with a few old friends. You hear Marcus scream, you run inside, and there he is, dead.
Not dead, Inspector. Merely murdered.
Oh, I'm sorry. Dead is an unword. Did you see anyone else?
Such as?
Well, I had in mind his unkiller. He must have still been there in the museum.
If I'd known that, I'd have stayed on. Had it out with them.
I'm very glad you didn't.
I was armed, Inspector.
Sir, this is CS gas.
Yes, I picked it up in France, at the World Cup, where it came in very handy, I can tell you.
Miss Bunsell, it is illegal in this country, and I'm confiscating it.
In that case, I shall refuse to cooperate further.
It's too late. You've already told us all we need to know. Except, of course, for who was with you last night.
My lips are sealed in accordance with my version of the Hippocratic Oath.
Oh, the Hippocratic Oath, eh? So you were there professionally. Who with?
Any more questions? Sensible ones? Yes.
There's nothing die in your world, Miss Bunsell. You know, people, plants, animals.
You're smarter than you look, young man. We are all part of an endless saga. We fade, yes, but only to reappear in ever brighter colours.
So you can talk to Jonathan Lowry, the Dicky Birds, or even a Christmas tree, just as easily as you can talk to us.
More so, because they appreciate what I say.
Oh, right. Well, thank you. Thank you, Miss Bunsell. Thanks for your time.
You're not going already, Charlie?
Well, is there something else you want to tell us?
No, but he hasn't finished mending my puncture yet.
God spare me from little old ladies. She's a cantankerous old bag, and daft as a bloody brush.
I don't know, Troy. Rather like her. Some of what she says does make sense. I mean, we are all part of an eternal legend.
If you say so, sir.
And on her own admission, she doesn't see murder as killing someone, does she?
Ah, and she was there when Marcus copped it, you mean?
Oh, hello. What are those two up to?
Inspector! Come and join us.
If I was to ask you where your sister-in-law was at midnight, sir, you'd say in bed, I take it.
Well, she was. Wasn't she? We think she was in the graveyard with Eleanor Bunsell, trying to contact her dead husband.
Oh, please, no. Inspector, have you ever known anyone like Sandra? With her symptoms, I mean.
What exactly are they?
The usual stuff associated with the breakdown. Mood swings, uncertainty, sudden panic.
That's so unlike the real Sandra. I mean, I've always thought of her as strong, determined, capable.
People change.
Especially after losing a partner.
Yeah, but you told us, Charlie. Sandra told us herself that she was getting stronger. Now, in the space of a few days, all that's gone.
Can you explain that?
Not really, but... One or two things do bother me.
Like what?
The portrait gets slashed. Sandy's the obvious choice to fix it. Put that the other way round, though. She'll be chosen to repair it, so let's cut one up.
Are you saying you think there might be some purpose in all this? Go on, Mr. Bradford.
And what's more, it's a portrait that reminds her of her dead husband. You were there the day I showed her the postcards. You all right?
Yes. Yes. When do I start?
The portrait does bear an uncanny resemblance to David, yes.
Which puts him firmly back in her mind.
But she's known that portrait all her life. Why is it suddenly so important?
Because of other things that happen around it. Bells ring in the night. The packing cases catch fire. Yesterday, I left her alone in the museum for 2 minutes, during which time a bust of Charles I fell to the ground. Sandra says it moved of its own accord.
And she went straight to Eleanor Bunsell, Troy.
She did too.
How do you know?
Because I've been following her around for the past couple of days. I'm worried!
Sandy?
Thank God you're here.
What on earth are you doing here? Miss Bunsell? Is he dead?
Yes. But how? There's no one here.
Leave, both of you, quickly and quietly. Quickly!
You were there, Mr. McKillop.
Thank God! Supposing he'd lashed out at Sandra. Or even Miss Bunsell.
In Miss Bunsell's case, he'd have regretted it.
Where's Sandra now?
In bed. I can go and wake her if you like.
No, don't. Oh, thank you, gentlemen. We'll leave it for now.
So now Sandra's being got at, is she?
But not in your book, obviously, Troy.
Right.
Okay, tell me this. Why was Marcus killed?
For the family dosh.
Wasn't any.
Oh, the killer didn't know that.
Well, he would have. By the time Marcus walked in, he dug down as far as the skeleton. Hadn't found so much as a gallstone.
All right, then he was pissed off. All that work for nothing. So he swings round, clobbers him, turns him into cat's meat.
Well, you tell it, Troy, so graphically, one might almost be there.
Annie, I don't mean to push you on this, but...
It's all right, Jim. I've thought it over. The answer's yes. I'll come with you.
You won't regret it, I promise you.
When do we leave?
Well, I think we should go soon, like in a couple of days.
Why? What's the panic?
Barnaby wants to talk to me.
Jim, you haven't done anything daft, have you?
Like killing Marcus, no. I just don't want the police tramping all over my past life. There's one or two things you should know about me before we go, Annie, just in case you disapprove.
Why don't you tell me about them somewhere more comfortable?
Who the hell are you?
Yeah, the point is, who are you? Jim. I reckon you were the banker for George Burton and his cronies. You shafted them. And now they're all dead, you can spend the money.
On your bike.
100 quid. With all the plans I've got. 100,000, more like.
We're not going to see Miss Bonsall again, are we, sir?
We can if you want.
No. It's just that after the puncture, I had to unblock a drain, putty a window and rehang a tile.
That's police work for you, helping old ladies across the road. Right, I'll have an egg and bacon bap, a large white coffee with 2 sugars, and whatever you fancy for yourself.
Sir?
Coffee, please.
If you wanted something more substantial, I wouldn't rat on you. Well, back home, I mean.
No sugar.
Nice lad. But get a load of this. He's going to be paid more for playing me than I am for being me.
It's a funny old life, Troy.
Listen, I want you to find out how much Sandra McKillop is worth. You can lean on our old friend, Mr. Jocelyn. According to this, he is the company solicitor.
Pop in now.
There you go. Elbows.
Jim, Mr. Barnaby's here. Jim,
Blimey, they've been going at it some. Whoever they are.
Right, upstairs. Go on. Nico, front room. Is he going on holiday?
kind of. He was going to take me with him. What do you think's happened to him?
Where to?
France. France for good.
Well, he's leaving all this? Selling her?
Sir?
Yeah. Who is he, Annie? Well, I'll bet your money his name isn't really James Tate.
It's a mess upstairs as well, sir. They've really turned it over.
But he's not there.
No.
What is going on, Annie?
He's in that book.
George Burton. Last of a gang, on whom our Mr. Tate was keeping a very close eye. Suitcase packed, ready to go. To France, you say? Whereabouts in France?
South. Olive trees, vineyards, sea. That's what he promised me.
And that takes money. Lots of it.
Doesn't seem real, does it?
No.
But he was there. We all saw him.
Marcus was a greedy, lazy old man, Sandra. If he hadn't been, he'd still be alive. Hello, Jim.
Hi, Alan. We've come for the painting.
I'm going to finish it off in my studio.
Oh, morning, Inspector.
Morning.
Sergeant Troy.
That piece of china that got broken, where did it live?
Right here.
Landed there, in a dozen pieces.
You've no idea why it fell?
None whatsoever.
Mrs. McKillop, do you have any ideas?
Sorry, no.
Just in case you had any doubts, there are no ghosts here, just human beings with all the usual foibles. Greed, envy, malice. Someone opened this window from the outside, and then they pulled on a nylon thread, bit of fish line maybe, which was looped around the top of the figure. And when the figure smashed, they pulled the thread clear.
Simple as that.
And why, Inspector?
You smell anything?
Fish?
Do you have a cellar here?
Hmm.
Well, show it to me.
Oh, right. Here we are.
You must have known he was here.
I didn't, I swear it! We've lost him, sir.
It's better to catch him, Troy, not to lose him.
Rule number 24. Don't expect any sympathy.
Who was he, sir?
He, Nico, was a ghost with a weakness for fish.
No real damage, Tom. You'll have a nasty bruise, though. Arnica. A spade, you say? I didn't know gardening could be so dangerous.
This was ghost busting, Kathy.
Thanks a lot, Tracy. I'll call you next week, okay?
Old friend?
New friend.
Right, well, give my love to Joyce and Cully, won't you?
Kathy, I wouldn't ask this unless it were important. And I know you've got a waiting room full of people out there, but if I wanted to drive someone over the edge, could I do it?
I'm living proof of that, sir.
Seriously?
Yes, of course you could.
Even to suicide?
That would depend on your victim, but you can induce paranoia in all sorts of ways. Psychologically, chemically, surgically. Who are we talking about?
Sandra McKillop.
Ah, that's why you came here, not to Corston General. Well, Sandra, as I'm sure you know, is a patient of mine, so don't expect any details.
Even though she might be in danger?
I would like to help you, yes, but I did send her to a counsellor over the death of her husband. Now, she might be less ethical.
What's her name, Doctor?
Linda Marquis. She's good at her job, but she may already be known to you.
I've had a word with David, by the way.
Have you? What did he say?
Oh, he didn't say anything.
But I thought you just said you'd spoken to him.
No, you don't understand how it all works, dear. The Davids of this world don't actually speak to me. I just put myself in their shoes and speak for them. It's a rather one-sided conversation, something like being back in the classroom.
Well, what do you say then?
I say that David wants you to be the fun-loving, confident girl you always were. So, down to business. What's made you change?
His departure.
Well, that's part of the problem, certainly. What about diet, though?
Diet?
We are what we eat, Sandra. Everyone knows that, but who carries it to its logical conclusion? Did you know, for instance, that spinach can be a very depressing vegetable? And that fennel is uplifting?
No. Charlie does all the cooking, and I don't think he'd be very...
Take me through a typical day's menu. Breakfast.
The cellar dweller's gear, sir.
Aha! Have you got a name for him?
No, nor any sign of the murder weapon. Pencil and paper, Nico.
Yeah.
1 round of sandwiches, pilchard. Got you off with a vengeance. You think Sandra McKillop's life is in danger, sir? Or just her sanity?
That's a good question, that's right.
One pocket knife, army, Swiss, thereof.
You heard back from the McKillop solicitor?
No, he's playing hard to get. One donkey jacket, blue.
And lean on him.
Look, sir, we've got a real body, Marcus Lowry, and a couple of real suspects. Favourite being this geezer. Shouldn't we find out who he is and where he's gone?
He has gone to ground, Troy. Don't ask me where, but I think I know who he is.
You do?
Yeah. And if someone would do a spot of housebreaking for me, I could prove it. You're too kind, Troy.
So, sir. Have you heard anything, Mr. Barnaby, about Jim?
I've had a forensic team in his cottage, Annie. They found some blood on one of the chairs. There was a fight, certainly, but we don't know the extent of it.
So where is he then? He's ditched me, hasn't he? Like every man I've ever met.
I'll let you know the moment we hear anything. Now, get us a pint now. White wine. There you go.
Why this pub, Tom?
Well, what's the matter? Don't you like it?
I love it. Now you answer my question.
I'm meeting Troy here. He doesn't get caught, that is.
Doing what?
Breaking into Anne Quaritch's house. It's delegation, Joyce. Troy doing that. Nico and Cully.
Yes, where are they this evening?
Jim Tate's cottage, in search of his past.
Evening, Mrs. B.
Hello, Gavin.
We're on, sir, with a slight variation.
Which is?
The smoked mackerel. I did put it in the canteen freezer and I did label it clearly. Don't worry, I nipped into the supermarket on the way here. Bought us some more.
Oh, you're right. Go on.
Oh, Tar. What can I get you?
I'll have a large straight answer. This is a till receipt. I found it pinned to a board in your kitchen. On it, you'll find smoked mackerel at £2.13p.
That is a packet of smoked mackerel. Price £2.13p. Found in the graveyard. You were taking it to the man who's been hiding in the museum cellar.
Should have turned him in, Annie. Why didn't you?
Because he threatened to kill me.
Who is he?
I was once married to him.
Ralph Edward Bailey, doing 10 years for manslaughter. Absconded from Durham jail 4 weeks ago. You divorced him June 1987. Went back to using your maiden name.
And he's killed again, by the looks of things. Marcus Lowry, you've been harbouring a very dangerous man.
How did you know it was me, Inspector?
Remember when we gave you a lift to Jim's cottage? Dropped you shopping? You're a bit heavy on the smoked fish.
Who is it for?
Me?
No. It's for Ralph. The museum. Well, he's not there now. So where is he?
He's hiding out at Jim Tate's cottage.
Say one thing for that story. You sure can tie you up. What's in it?
What exactly are we looking for, though, Nico?
I don't know. What are you looking for? Only, I might just have it.
Let's start at the top and work our way down.
is he?
Attic.
It's all right. It's only a car.
No Nico, sir?
No, not this time. Don't want him to see our darker side.
Not sure I want to see that myself.
Last night, you got from the station to Jim Tate's cottage in 4 minutes flat. Everything I ever said about your driving I take back, unreservedly.
Where are we going, sir?
To see Linda Marquis.
Can I get breakfast on the way, sir?
On me.
So Marcus was killed by Ralph Bailey, who also robbed Jonathan's grave.
If there was money there, I'm sure he did. But why play the ghost to Sandra McKillop, huh?
To get her out of the museum. Her presence was cramping his style.
Well, Bradford's there all the time as well. Didn't try getting him out of the way.
No, he did smack him one. Then off he went to see James Tate because Annie said he had money.
It all hangs together, Troy, grant you that. It's too clear-cut.
Was that wrong, sir?
Life's not like that.
So to beef things up, we call on this Linda Marquis.
Not for the hell of it, Troy. Sandra McKillop is at the bottom of all this, and Linda Marquis is her confessor, as indeed I am yours. How many fried eggs a week should you not have more than, then?
I've no idea, sir.
4. Bacon rolls just as bad. I spy, with my little eye, something beginning with C.
Yeah, all right, sir. I know. Cholesterol.
Ah. Charles. Morning, Mr. McKillop. You're up bright and early.
Morning. Must look odd, Inspector, but, Sandra's not the only one who's needed counselling. It's been a tough time for me, too.
I can imagine.
Is this a professional matter or a personal one, Inspector?
I'd like to know who's got it in for Sandra McKillop.
I thought you were investigating a murder.
Oh, we are.
What sort of a business do you think I'm running here, Mr. Barnaby?
Very successful one by the looks of things. First client, 8:30.
Mr. McKillop, people have busy lives. I try to accommodate them. And I never betray their confidence.
Oh, no. You are very good at keeping secrets. Especially your own.
Do I have any?
Oh, you have a humdinger. And you fit the description so perfectly. Heroin chic.
It was a long time ago.
A short 2 years ago.
All right, but it's over now.
And for that, more power to your elbow or just above it. But what will the likes of Charles McKillop and Sandra say they heard about that?
They'd say it makes me more understanding, more of a human being.
All right. I'll ask them.
No. If I tell you something, will she know that it came from me?
Mr. Bradford, I'm keen on history too, especially yours. It seems that in the dim and distant past, you and Sandra McKillop were an item.
Then David McKillop stepped in, pots of money, and you were sidelined.
And we'd like to know how that made you feel. Bitter? Angry? Vengeful?
Not so long ago, you saw me as the victim in all this, Inspector. Slash portrait fist in the face.
I've changed my mind.
How did it make me feel? Relieved.
Oh, come on. Passionate romance with a beautiful woman suddenly drops you. You're beside yourself. You've been trying to get back at her ever since.
That's simply not true, Inspector. Yes, I did once throw my cap at Sandra, but mainly for my father's sake.
I'm sorry?
He's forever nagging me to find a girlfriend. And I did try and fall in love with Sandy, I promise you, but my heart just wasn't in it.
And why was that?
If sexuality were the Civil War, I'd be a cavalier, not a roundhead.
You what?
I've never been attracted to the opposite sex.
I don't think we need trouble you any further, sir.
Just a sec. Charles McKillop. No girlfriend, no wife. In this civil war of sexuality, where does he stand?
On your side, Inspector.
Which is also mine.
I never doubted it for a moment. Gavin.
Sir, Sandra McKillop and her will. Mr. Jocelyn drew it up for her in favour of a sister in Canada.
So what she's worth?
Well, she owns half the company, which is valued at just over 10 million.
It's worth fighting about.
I am the resurrection and the life, saith the Lord. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. And whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die. I know that my Redeemer liveth, and that he shall stand at the latter day upon the earth.
Vicar, halt!
What's wrong?
I'm sorry. False alarm. Carry on.
And though this body be destroyed, yet shall I see God, whom I shall see for myself, and mine eyes shall behold.
No, I'm right! Inspector! All is not well down there.
Bring it up. Right, Troy, off you go.
What am I looking for, sir?
Squatters. Go on.
Oh!
Who is it?
James Tate, Inspector. Who else would it be?
It is James Tate, sir.
You are sitting in my chair, and you're probably wearing my socks, aren't you?
Who did you say is coming to take him?
There's a young PC called Angel.
Ah.
So he's coming down today.
Tom, I think we found James Tate for you. George Burton and Co. stole £3 million worth of stuff. It cashed in at £1 million. They hired an accountant, Michael Whistler, to pay off safe houses, car dealers, lawyers,
bent cops.
Yeah. And he invested what was left over. But one or two of the gang, who were all inside by now, wondered whether it really had boiled down to £1 million. Or was it £1.5 million?
And if so, what happened to the other $500,000?
They sent a heavy to see Whistler and he'd gone. Disappeared into thin air.
And you think he's James Tate?
With the gang all inside, he had time to reinvent himself. Plastic surgery if necessary. Then pop up 5 years later in Aspantel.
Well done, both of you.
Phone time.
Barnaby, Yeah, I'll be there in 10 minutes.
They found him and my car on a dockside in Hull. He was trying to get work on a Polish trawler.
Just mad about fish, eh? OK, Ralph. What's your beef with Sandra McKillop?
You what?
If he knew any French now, he'd point at himself and say, moi!
Christ, where'd I dig you up?
We'll come to the digging later. In the meantime, what's your grudge against Sandra McKillop?
I don't have one.
Convicted killer, escapes from Durham jail, comes all the way back here just to admire the scenery. Do us a favour. You had an old score to settle.
So you tried to drive her nuts? Bells in the night, breaking china, burning packing cases.
If you must know, I've always had the highest regard for Sandra. Ask her.
No, you've been playing ghosts in between killing Marcus Lowry and James Tate.
That's it, I'm done. Solicitor.
It's got to be him, sir. Or is that still too clear-cut?
Just a little.
Motive, money. Opportunity, bags of it. On top of which, since we found him in the cellar, all this ghosty stuff stopped.
Sandy, you sure you don't mind me rushing off? The meeting's in half an hour.
You go ahead, Charlie. Sure, Alan must be here by now. Thanks.
Pleasure. Oh, and call in at the office later on. There's a heap of stuff for you to sign.
Sandra, what is it? What?
Michael Aaron Whistler, who became James Tate.
Look at his form, sir.
Oh, spoken like a proper copper.
Hello, Kathy. Nico, chair for Dr. Muller.
Tom, it's about Sandra McKillop. You know you asked if it was possible to drive someone mad. Well, 10 o'clock this morning, Anne Quaritch brought Sandra to my surgery as near to the edge as I've seen her.
Why, what has happened to her?
She claims to have seen writing on the museum wall. David, delight, departed.
Should that mean something?
Thank you. It's a mantra which Linda Marquis taught her. Which brings me to why I'm here.
Mrs. McKillop, it's Chief Inspector Barnaby. I'd like us to meet, please. I need your help. Hello, you still there?
Yes?
Somewhere private, and I'd like you to come alone. Do you know the lake at Marta Warren?
Two people have been killed, both by Ralph Bailey. But there's a problem. He couldn't have put the writing on the museum wall. He was locked up at the time.
I don't think anyone living did it, Inspector.
Sandra, you are as sane as I am. I can prove it to you.
David Delight departed?
You saw it because it was there.
But when Alan went to
It
look...
wasn't there.
You're the only one with any faith left in me, Inspector. What's happening to me?
At first, I thought someone wanted you dead. But now I believe that's the last thing they want. Will you help me?
Sandra? Come in. Come in.
Close your eyes, Sandra. What do you see? Darkness?
Images of this room. The windows, plants, you.
So it can be with our thoughts. They can appear on the wall of our mind.
I saw those words at the museum because David put them there.
No, Sandra. You put them there.
He's telling me something, and I'm refusing to listen. Linda, you're the only person that really understands me. You've got to help.
There are no ghosts there. They've been conjured up by the likes of Alan Bradford for the sake of his visitors, and now by you. I will take you to the museum and I'll prove it.
When can we go?
This evening?
I got that stuff from Dr. Bullard, sir. The drug stuff.
George Bullard lent me that. Knocked up the slide for me, too.
How does it tie in with the murder?
I'll tell you in the car. There's one or two loose ends to tie up. We'll have a coffee later. Come on.
Well, tell them that Ralph threatened to kill you. At the very least, he'd have beaten you up yet again.
All the more reason to have gone to the police, that's what he'll say. Won't you?
I'm sorry?
Harbouring a criminal.
You just tell me the truth, Annie. I promise I'll do my best for you. Can't say fairer than that, can I? Hello, Mr. Bradford.
Hello. How did Ralph know that Jim Tate had money? Did you tell him?
No, he must have overheard Jim talking about his place in France one day in the museum.
Can I ask something? How did old Bunstall know it was Jim in that grave?
The power of extended logic. Ultra common sense, if you like. We've all got it, but she uses it.
You mean it's not a special gift, like she'd have us believe?
Of course not.
Thanks, you'd be the one to tell us, huh?
In the meantime, you didn't know that Ralph was hiding in your cellar?
No.
Well, that makes you either very naive or stupid.
How about engrossed in other things?
Such as?
My work. Trying to shine a light in dark places. Like Aspantel.
That much we have in common, Mr. Bradford. Anything else? Troy?
Yes, sir. Since when have you two been so, friendly?
I'm here to give Annie her wages. I do so every week, and she makes me a cup of tea. It's called a ritual. And so far as I know, it's perfectly legal. Gavin.
Oh, why is that, I wonder? See? No words on walls. No moving china. It's funny, I'd never noticed it before, but you're quite right. It's just like him. And Jonathan Lowry back in his place. How are you, Jonathan? If only you knew what you'd put us through. It's the wind. What's wrong?
Look.
What?
There. Can't you see him?
See what?
It's David.
Sandra, you and I are the only people here. David is dead and buried and over in the graveyard.
Then who is that?
Where? What are you talking about?
A Are you sure you can't see him, Linda?
Sandra, you need serious help. And this was not a good idea.
Can you see me, Miss Marcus?
Try.
See that ghost over there? Go and run him through with that. Go on.
Charlie. Charlie. What have I ever done to you?
I've been 25 years in this game, and I've never laid a finger on a prisoner. But today I think I understand why some people do.
All right, so the joke got a bit out of hand.
Joke? A joke? Well, how about this for a deal? You make me laugh, and you can walk to that door scot-free.
Better still, tell us why we're here in the first place.
Directors, Sandra McKillop, Charles McKillop. In equal measure.
David left his share of the business to Sandra, and you wanted it. You couldn't kill her, because then it would go to a sister. So you tried to get power of attorney over her by driving her mad.
What for, Mr. McKillop? So you could flog it? Run off with Miss Needle features here?
I resent that.
The clinic you were in say you weren't hooked just on heroin, but also on a drug called cilazepam. That's a mind bender, and you kept back a supply of it, just in case. And you hooked Sandra McKillop on it.
Not me.
Oh, watch out, Charlie. He's jumping ship. Go on, Linda. Do yourself a bit of good. How did he do it?
In the meals he's always cooking her.
And then a couple of months back, according to my medical expert, he withdrew it. Now, it's a drug that's harder to kick than heroin, with 54 known side effects. Paranoia, confusion, insecurity, panic, disorientation, and all. There you are, read all about it. You know, Charlie, if you'd stayed away from this woman, we might never have got to you.
What?
Remember that morning we found you outside our house, pretending there was nothing between you?
Except for a spot of counselling, which had gone on all night.
Inspector, before we go any further, none of this was my idea.
Oh, it's her fault, was it? She counselled you to drive your sister-in-law insane? Split her up, try. Put her in a cell. Yep, stay with you.
Feel free.
Why? Because you are one of those women who's had everything thrown your way, from love to money. I just wanted a little of both.
Right, let's clear up the details, shall we? Slashed painting.
That was Linda.
Chosen for its likeness to David.
Yeah.
And the bell at night? Broken china?
That was me. The packing cases, too. Spent a lot of time in the museum as a kid, so I knew the hot spot.
For the writing on the wall?
Linda. But I hit Alan Bradford. Something I wanted to do for a long time. Can I go now?
This isn't some sort of priestly confession where I give you 10 Hail Marys and send you on your way again. You mentally tortured your brother's wife.
But can you go to prison for it?
Playing the caring relative certainly made a fool of me.
I doubt if I'll do time for bruising your ego.
No, maybe you're right. But I have a big, fat card up my sleeve. I'm holding a man down the corridor for 2 murders.
Ralph Bailey, yeah.
Ralph Bailey, yes. Ralph says you're the man I'm after. He saw you bury James Tate. And the idea really appeals to me. I mean, he's going back to jail anyway. And like you say, he might get off. So why don't I fit you up with a murder? Or even 2.
Now look, Inspector. He's the one who buried Jim Tate. I watched him do it.
In the absence of any proof, I prefer his version.
But I can help you. Not with Marcus, I wasn't there, but a couple of nights later I was on my way to the museum. 2, 3 in the morning. At the gate, I could hear digging. Over at Marcus's grave. It was Bailey. Before he dumped Jim in the grave, he stole his watch and a gold chain. Find them. And that's proof enough, isn't it?
Why don't you write it all down?
Then what happens to me?
Well, then I don't charge you with a murder you didn't commit.
I said solicitor.
Well, they've all gone to the moon, Ralph. But there's a bloke upstairs by the name of Charlie McKillop. Do you know him?
Since we were kids.
He says he saw you beat Marcus Lowry to death.
And you believe him?
We can point the evidence your way if we need to.
Well, you don't need to. I'd heard Jim Tate run a metal detector over Jonathan's grave. So that night I lifted the slab. Halfway through, in walks Charlie McKillop. He set something up. Slide projector. He was testing it when Marcus bowls up.
And you chose the place for peace and quiet.
What did Charlie do? Hid in the shadows?
Bastards! You stole it. You stole my inheritance. Give it to me. I said give it to me.
The projector. Go take his office apart, then his house, but find it. I am a fair man, Ralph. You write all this down for me, and I'll see you don't lose parole.
Any luck upstairs?
Sorry, no.
That's everywhere. House, office, studio.
What now?
Now I tell Barnaby, then duck.
So where is it? Well, he could have chucked it anywhere.
Oh, great.
Sort of random. Over a hedge in a tip.
Over there, I suppose.
Yeah. Sure, it's a start.
Oh, you little beauty!
Guess what? Ralph now says that you murdered Marcus Lowry. Which, of course, I already knew, but was unable to prove.
What are you talking about?
He saw you do it.
Then he's lying!
No, I think you've both been very honest. You with your description of Jim Tate's unofficial burial, and Ralph with his story of how you beat Marcus Lowry to death with this.
No matter how well you cleaned it up, Charlie, there'll be bits of him on it somewhere.
Guess what? Charlie now says he saw you bury James Tate. And he's made a statement to that effect.
Yeah, but you wrote for him.
Oh, come on, Ralph. What do you take me for? A cheat? Don't worry. I've got a forensic team taking that grave to bits. If you were there, they'll find something.
I wasn't. He's lying.
And if you weren't, they won't. However...
Your personal belongings, taken off you when you were recaptured. Tell me, why's that got James Tate's fingerprints on it?
You pair of bastards. Oh, Ralph, that's been said before. And I sincerely hope it'll be said again. All right, I give up. You stay there. I'll make do over here.
Dad, you're talking to a dog.
Yeah, no, and he's talking back to me, aren't you, Sparta?
That'll be the men in white coats then.
I'll get it.
I'll miss him. He's really settled in. What do you think? Not Nico, Spot.
Morning, sir.
Hello, Kevin.
Oh, yeah, he's a beauty. I'll be well pleased.
Give him my regards, will you?
Yeah, thanks. Oh, sorry I didn't come round yesterday. I was off sick.
Oh, you better?
Yeah, touch of food poisoning. Canteen grubs, though, know what I mean?
Got any idea what it was? Disagreed with you?
I think it was the fish pate Wednesday. Smoked mackerel.
Yeah, well, that's the trouble. Never know where they've been, do you? Troy?
No, sir. By the way, on page 3 of the Mail.
Is that good or bad?
Last night, police in Corston charged 2 local men with the murders of Michael Stewart Whistler, also known as James Tate, last surviving member of the George Burton gang, and of Marcus Jonathan Lowry. And then it goes on about the ghost.
God, what's the world coming to, Joyce? Half a paragraph on the crime, and a whole page on something that doesn't exist.